Anthony from bestbluesguitarlessonsonline.com. In this video we will look at a very important grandmaster of the blues, that's Albert King. Stevie Ray Vaughan stole all of his licks, and that's why we should pay attention to this very important guitarist. We will look at the most important ingredients that you should learn from Albert King. And Albert King was one of the very first to take on string bending, so this is a very important technique that we should look at, and especially in his style. And a lot of Stevie Ray Vaughan, his licks come from Albert King style playing. So we should look at his bending technique. It's very crucial to learn this from Albert King and to look all into the details behind his bending technique. And I will show you in the tab below this video how to play all the bends here and the examples, so you can follow along with this tablature. But we'll start off with the bends on the high E string. And the most popular bend that Albert used was here in the A minor pentatonic scale. As an example, we're playing in the second position, so it's at the 10th fret, and now we're bending up the 10th fret with a full bend. And one of the main characteristics of his playing style, and the Albert King style that is, was playing this bend just over an extended period of time. And you can experiment with this in your own playing and your own improvisation. Here, just a little example. And I also played here the C note here in the second position of the A minor pentatonic scales, and the A note on the B string as well. But this isn't all that he used. We can use the 10th fret instead of applying a full bend on it. We can also play a half step bend, and then we are targeting the blue note. And this was also a bend that is used a lot by Albert King, and then later by 3 generations of guitarists like Stevie Ray Vaughan. And we can experiment with this half step bend as well. And in the previous example you also saw that I used this. So this is called a release, so you have the bend and release. So we can do the same thing on a half step bend. So we bend up the string and we release it back to the neutral position. So these are 2 important bends, the full step bend on the 10th fret, the half step bend on the 10th fret. And then we have also here on the 8th fret a quarter tone bend. So we're bending here just a little bit up. And you can just use your feeling to determine how high you bend up the note. Somewhere in between this note and then, so that is the C note, and here the C sharp note. So this is another bend that he used a lot. So now we have the full bend at the 10th fret, the half step bend, and also the blues bend here at the 8th fret. And for example, what we can play with is this kind of lick. So now we're back here at the first position of the A minor pentatonic scale. And here at the 8th fret, as you might know, is a very popular bend to use in a full band setting. So you can follow along with the tablature here at the 8th fret. I'm pushing it up a full bend, and then I'm going back to the root note here, the A note. A very popular and Albert King, his playing style was also the use of minimalist licks, like just 2-note licks, and he played things like this. Sometimes it's even nicer to use it on the B string, because here on the high E string it's a bit harder to do the vibrato really wide and efficiently. So you can play the same notes here on the B string, that is the C and the A note here at the 13th and the 10th fret on the B string. It gives us a little bit sharper sound if you play it on the high E string though, but these are the same notes, and it's very reminiscent to this Albert King style. He used this a lot, like just 2 notes. So just with 2 notes, given at random times, you can do a lot. So this is cool to experiment with also in your playing. And you can also see that I bend up here the B string at the 8th fret, full bend, very popular bend. And here on the G string we have also the D note, which is essentially the same note as we started out with, but an octave lower on the G string instead of the high E string. So it's a full bend on the D note going towards the E note. And then we do the same thing with a half step bend to the blue note, which is essentially the same bend that we used as the second example, but also an octave lower. And also the blue note here at the C note we can use here as well. So now we have plenty of notes we can bend on, and if you're experiencing troubles with getting to the correct pitch, this is really essential. If you're bending up the pitch, that your target note is dead on. And I will make another video that appears here on the channel very soon. So if you want to check this out, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And also check out the website at bestbluesguitarlessonsonline.com. There are plenty of free downloadable ebooks that you can download for free. See you in the next video.